If you clicked onto this video, I'm willing to bet that you want an answer to the question that's in the title of the video. And we'll get to that and much more. But what I would say is that if you're anything like I was when I was online searching for posture exercises, is that you've had mixed results to this point. Sometimes they seem to work, sometimes they don't, and sometimes they actually have the opposite effect as intended and can actually make you feel worse. So with this experience, it's hard to know, do posture exercises really work when it comes to pain or no? And I think the answer to this is pretty complex, but we can actually simplify it down to one concept, and that concept is the concept of grounding. So if you're someone who's been in yoga circles or you've done other movement practices, you might be familiar with this concept. And the way that it's usually described is increasing our physical contact with our environment. So usually it's shoes off, we're maybe sitting on the ground, and we're increasing that connection between the body and the ground. And so this grounding, what it does is it creates this safe, supportive link between the body and our environment, and it allows our nervous system to come off of that high alert, fight or flight kind of mode and down into a more relaxed and peaceful kind of a mode. Now, beyond this, I think the important thing to realize here is that what grounding does is it improves our awareness of our body, that's called interoception, as well as our awareness of our external surroundings. That's called exteroception. And when these two modes function together, we often get that relaxation in the nervous system that reduces threat perception and reduces the likelihood that the nervous system will produce pain. Now, even further from this, I would say that the body really perceives its environment in two ways, and this is critical to whether or not posture exercises will help you in regards to pain. The first way is more of a sensing and feeling kind of a mode. So think of this as a non-conceptual way of understanding your body and the environment. Then the second way is a more thought-based conceptual way of understanding. So if we were doing a posture exercise and we're thinking about all the cues, the way we're relating to the body is almost like we're a mini-me in the head that's solving the problem of our body. This is a very thought-based approach, and it tends to create a disconnection between us, that we feel is the thinker in the head, and the body, which we are perceiving as separate. Now, on the flip side, if we relate to the process more from a sensing, feeling standpoint, what this creates is unity between all aspects of our experience, which often connects that sense of the body and that sense of our environment, and that allows that nervous system to relax. So what I want you to take from this is that it's less important what the exact exercise is or if you're doing it right, and it's actually more important to foster this sense of trust and connection with your body. So what I want your North Star to be when you're doing posture exercises is this increasing or decreasing trust and connection with my body? If you're getting caught in your head overthinking and anxious, you're going to be decreasing that trust and connection. You're going to increase threat, and that's ultimately going to increase the probability that the nervous system produces more pain. Now, on the flip side, if you can be in more of a sensing and feeling mode, which is going to enhance that connection and safety and trust in your body, ultimately that threat detection is going to go down, and that's going to decrease the likelihood that your nervous system is going to produce pain or symptoms. And you can use this to understand why it is that sometimes posture exercises will work for a short period of time, then won't work as well, and that might actually be counterproductive. And this is something that I call the novelty seeking cycle. So when we first start something new, we're doing it with a beginner's mind, which tends to be very curious and open. And because we're paying attention to our body in this way, our body receives this sense of safety, and those threat signals are decreased. Now, as we go through it and we start to worry about if we're doing it right and we start overthinking it, now all of a sudden we flip from a sensing and feeling kind of a mode into a more thinking mode, which again creates that disconnection. Now, when this happens, we then think that we're doing it wrong or that we haven't found the right exercise, and that leads us to try to seek out a new explanation for why things aren't going the way that we want, and then we find that new exercise again, and then this novelty seeking cycle just repeats itself. So if that is something that you're experiencing, I want you to stop that. That is not going to get you anywhere. If anything, it's going to be very counterproductive because it's going to increase that sense of disconnection that you have with your body. And this is ultimately not going to help with pain. Now, last but not least, and this is going a little bit deep, is that grounding itself is not something that's exclusive to just your body and the physical environment, but can also be accessed through your other senses. Now, a really obvious one is vision. And we have a couple of different ways that we can use vision, but more broadly speaking, it's peripheral vision or focal vision. So if we're really focusing on objects, we're very narrowed in like this. And if we have more of a peripheral awareness, we're going to feel more panoramic and wide open. If we can simultaneously perceive those two modes and have them in balance, usually what's going to happen is we're going to feel more grounded in our environment and our body's going to relax, threat perception goes down, and we're going to be less likely to experience pain and symptoms. So something as easy as balancing vision could actually help you feel better in your body. Make sure you don't fall into the trap of just relying on only physical grounding type techniques. Now we could go into much further depth, but your North Star here again is going to be, are you fostering a sense of safety and connection with the body? Are you working with it? Or are you fostering that sense of disconnection and judgment and criticism with the body, looking at the body from that overthinking, anxious perspective that creates that disconnection and increases threat in the body? If you can answer that question each time you approach a posture exercise, I think you're going to find that you have much greater success. Now, if you'd like more help with this, getting out of your head and back into your body without complicated exercises, then go ahead and click the link in my description. Join my community membership, Beyond Biomechanics. We're going to be using mind-based tools to help you move and feel your best so you can get back to the activities you love. All right, so thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this video. As always, hit the like button, leave any questions down below in the comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.